the approach we have, that most of the open issues in the region can be solved by a correct, skillfully handled EU accession process. Target date, what could this be? I mentioned the Agenda 2014 by Greece as an initiative, and I said immediately that this is a political initiative in order to create again the necessary momentum and new dynamism regarding the EU accession process of the Western Balkans, because we had the impression that the momentum that was created back in 2003 with the Thessaloniki agenda faded away, had disappeared. 2014 we chose as a symbolic date in order to say 100 years after the beginning of World War I, in order to play also with symbolism. We talked about public opinion and how we can convince public opinion and in some member states about the rightfulness of a further EU enlargement. So we have also to be more skillful and play with symbolisms to remind people what the European Union is about, a real and very successful peace project. 2014 served in symbolic terms in order to get this process again started, to get this new dynamism, this new momentum. I could imagine playing with another symbolic date, saying 2018, the end of World War I, to be a target date for real accession of the EU Western Balkans. But again, target dates are something that may be useful, but we should not emphasize too much concrete dates in order not to create too many expectations and then create maybe too many disappointments if we cannot reach these target dates. For us, the most important thing is to get this process again started in real serious terms. Now again on the casus belli, I am happy to hear that the casus belli has been withdrawn from the agenda, the security policy of Turkey, and this is what we have heard by some Turkish media. This has not been confirmed by official, in an official manner by Turkey. On the contrary, what we have heard is also that the casus belli still exists. I don't want to get into such kind of commenting of what might be media, news by the media or media reports. The issue is, once again, that we live in an era where such kind of things like a casus belli against another state, especially when we talk about an EU member state coming, the casus belli coming from a candidate country, that this is something that, besides of being unacceptable, Turkey would lose something. This is maybe not the right word, but I'm convinced that the real future of Turkey lies within the European Union, lies within its her European future. This is what we would like to see. Turkey coming closer to the European Union, Turkey really becoming full member of the European Union. This is what Greece is working for, and this is where Turkey will certainly find Greece's full support if we can manage that Turkey also fulfills all the obligations necessary. On the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, I will repeat what our government has said right from the beginning when we took over governmental responsibility for Greece. We said two things, very simple things. We have the political will, we want to see a settlement of the name issue with our neighbor. This is a sincere wish, and we have said in very clear terms how this settlement could look like. We are talking about a name, a composite name, with a geographical qualifier, And this name should be used by everybody. And just let me take this opportunity, without bothering you too much, but to try to explain in very simple words why we believe that this proposal, this position expressed by Greece, is a very fair and objective one. We are talking about a geographical area, Macedonia, which to the greatest part belongs to Greece, another small part belongs to Bulgaria, another small part is part of today's former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. What we say is that this reality, this geographic reality, must be mirrored in the name to be agreed. Because what we cannot see and we cannot accept is that one part of the region claims to be representing the whole, with all the consequences that one could maybe think of in the future if we agreed or accepted something like this. So this is why we say, let us agree on a name with a geographical qualifier that will mirror those realities. And the second part of our position is that as soon as we have mutually agreed on this name, then I think it is obvious to say that this name must be used by everybody, because if not, you have not solved the issue, you're just bringing this into the future. So this is a very simple approach, and I dare to say a very objective and fair approach. Now I hear mostly from representatives of our neighbor the word blocking, that Greece is blocking the NATO accession or the starting of EU accession negotiations with our neighbor. This is not a blocking. First of all, decisions are taken both within NATO and the European Union by unanimity on that. So these are decisions, and I want to stress this, by NATO and the European Union. These are not decisions solely by Greece. This is the one point I would like to stress. The second thing I would like to stress, and again, the word sincerity is for me a very important word. I strongly believe in that. Greece wants and can be and will be the best partner and most reliable partner for Skopje as soon as EU accession negotiations will start. Let me say something very clearly. The decision to start accession negotiations with a candidate country, this is easy. This is one decision. This is a political decision. The difficult thing starts after this decision, the real negotiations, the accession negotiations. Here, every EU member state comes up, as we know, shows its true face, if you want. Interests come on the table. And we are talking about accession negotiations in the future, which will be very difficult because also of this enlargement fatigue we were talking about and all the issues we are facing now with the financial crisis, etc., etc. So this means Skopje will need a real, reliable partner in these accession negotiations. And I can guarantee you that Greece, as being part of the region, will be and can be this true and reliable partner for Skopje in the accession negotiations. This is also one reason we say that let us first clear up things. Let us find the necessary solutions to open questions that we have so that we can, together as partners, go this path together with for the European Union. And this is, I would like to stress this is also a message to public opinion in Skopje, in our neighboring country. Greece is not the enemy as Greece is portrayed by some in our neighboring country. Greece is the friend. Greece can and will be the true partner for our neighbor in the European accession process as soon as it starts. So this is why we say, and we appeal and we issue again the invitation to the political leadership in our neighboring country to come with a sincere, open-minded, constructive attitude to the negotiating table under the United Nations to find an agreement to this open question. And then together we will go the path to the European Union, and then things will move fast. I mentioned negotiations within the UN framework. For us, this is clear, this is the only way to go. I don't think that we need any kind of other mediating efforts. We have this very credible process by the United Nations, and we have also established, and we all know this, direct contacts between our two governments on the level of the two prime ministers. Again, this in a sincere effort by Greece, by the Greek government, to create this necessary atmosphere of mutual trust in order to come up with a mutually agreeable solution that will be a win-win situation, not only for our two countries, but for the whole region of the Balkans as a whole.
Thank you very much. I think